Alright, so I'm gonna make a new video right now. So apparently this is my new living situation. I just started the van life. It just happened immediately and suddenly. So let me explain, give an update real quick what happened as of lately. Let me just close this door real quick. My boy he's just staying there. So I don't know, I guess I'll leave it open. Alright, so I had to return to the regular spot where I was at for the longest, for 2 years and a half. I had to return. My buddy, the couple in the other RV that was parked in front of me, he called me up. He got into a situation where he had to go back to being on the street, and we had to get our old spot back. But the thing that changed was that it was already overtaken by a new street taco vendor, and that posted up right there, specifically in the space where we were at. So that became a challenge, and then it got kind of popular, and at the end, ultimately it was all right. He already went out, so let me close the door just so I could talk with more confidence, knowing that there's not gonna be no one passing by right now. Yeah, so at the end, ultimately, the cops they were getting on us. Yeah, they really wanted us out, so they started posting when we came back. It only lasted like a week or less. They gave us a new warning sign. Normally we get the same 72-hour notice, which is a red notice paper. We never get any citations. That's why I had to return to that spot, because this spot was good for 1 month, until they began to cite, and there was no warnings. It was just straight up citations, like in every other city in this county. It's really strict right here. It's more pretty much banned. This type of lifestyle is pretty much banned. So they give no warnings. It just goes directly to citations, and each citation is expensive. Depending on the city that you go in this county, I was able to find out that each city has a different price on a citation for the same code. And this city in particular is probably the most expensive one. It's 100 and something. I think 107, something like that. Yeah, so I had to return because I tried out many cities in this county, and it was all the same thing. There was no warnings, just straight up citations. And over there, it's a 72-hour notice, no citation. So you don't have to pay anything as long as you move the vehicle within a 72-hour period. So yeah, so we went over there. Only lasted about a week, and then they gave us a new sign along with the 72-hour notice. They gave us two, and but the new sign said, "This is not a citation. This is a warning, and this is to let you know that there's a new code that we're gonna be putting in place, and then and this code is a non-conforming vehicle notice code or whatever. Any vehicle over 20 feet in length and over 8 feet in height is considered a non-conforming vehicle and could be cited." And yeah, so obviously RVs are, they exceed that limit, so we get cited. But it says right there on the paper, there's not a warning. There's not citations. It's a warning. The citations will be taking place and can be enforced once all physical signs have been posted at the entrances of each neighborhood community. Once all signs, which is about 120 signs, have been physically posted, then we'll be able to enforce citations. But as of now, it's just a warning. So it's just like preparing us to what's coming soon. But they let us know that they can't cite us until all physical signs have been posted at the entrances. So when we got that sign, we weren't worried. We just knew, like, all right, well, now we know that we got to prepare. We got to start looking for a different spot. But until then, we could still stay here because legally they can't cite us. They haven't put the physical signs in. Who knows when that's gonna happen? It might be next week. It might be in 2 weeks from now. Who knows? But till then, we could still stay here. It didn't take long till we realized that probably like 3 days later, we came back home, both of us, to citations, and it was specifically on the new code. So it said non-conforming vehicle, and it was a legit citation. Well, not legit, but I mean it was a citation. So that's when we realized that they were doing, they were being crooked and forcing a citation that hadn't been established yet. But there's something that we could do, and they started going hard on us. We didn't take it serious because we knew that they couldn't continue to cite us on something that hasn't been established yet. I went ahead and paid up the not only did they give me that citation for the non-conforming vehicle, but they also gave me, like, they were really trying to get on me. They gave me 2 citations that same day. They gave me a unable to read license plate sticker, MUN sticker, and then because my MUN sticker was peeled a little bit, but it's still legible. You could still read it, but you could tell that it's also peeling. And then so the officer said that he wasn't able to read the month of the sticker of the license plate, specifically the month tab. So he gave me a citation for that. And then so I got 2 citations along with the ones in this county. I had multiple. I had a total of 3 or 4. So when I got paid, I went to go ahead and just got it over with, and I just decided to pay all my citations. That way it wouldn't affect my registration because my tags were gonna expire soon. And so I paid about a total of like $400 and change, about $450 around there, with all the tickets included and the new ones. And I thought I was like, all right, the thing was, though, it would have been more. It would have been closer to 500, but one ticket I wasn't able to pay, which is the new one. I wasn't able to pay, which was the license, the month sticker issue. I wasn't able to pay on that one because it wasn't able to locate the citation number, and then I put my license plate number, and I still wasn't able to locate that ticket. And then I saw that it was a fix-it ticket, and the only way to pay was in person. There is an option to pay online, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't registering with the citation number that I was given. So something was wrong with there, so it was forcing me to pay in person. So it became complicated, and that has me wondering too. They did that deliberately to make it impossible for me to pay all tickets, and then because I feel like that was maybe strategic. I might be overthinking it, but I was thinking maybe it was strategic because they don't want me to pay all tickets because they want me to have registration issues so they could impound the RV. I don't know. It was suspect to me that I wasn't able to pay that last ticket, so ultimately I would have registrations issues later on in the future once I try to update the tags, because if I don't pay that ticket, that would prevent me from being able to do so. So they may keep making me go through a lot of steps the hard way to go, get that taken care of. But anyways, so we decided to move from the next day. The following day happened, then we got cited again for the same code. And then that's when we realized that, all right, so this street is no good no more. And it's just this particular street because my buddy, he went ahead and he started doing his own investigation to try to see if we're being targeted. And this street specifically is the only one that's being cited. And then it turned out that, yeah, because the streets next to us, our neighboring streets, there's also a bunch of RVs. And he want to go ask around, and he want to go physically see the windshields of all the RVs. And then he noticed that none of them had citations, nor warnings either. And at the very least, warnings, not even that. And then the people confirmed that they didn't get anything. So that's when we knew that our specific street was being targeted. And yeah, so we decided to just move down to another street, after we got the second citation for the same code the following day. So we moved on to another street where, it was full of RVs too, and they weren't getting anything. And as soon as we did that, they started citing that street. And then they started same code and everything. And then I moved to another street, and same thing happened. That's when we realized that they're on us. They were not gonna leave us alone. Doesn't matter what street we went to. They're driving around. They're patrolling, and they're targeting us. They want us out. And then so yeah, it got all bad, and it got even at that point. I'm like, man, so all that $400 and something that I just paid was pointless. I should have just kept that money, because I was gonna continue to get harassed and get cited anyways for a bogus code that hasn't even been established yet. It's not legit yet. So I should have just kept my money and used it for something more important. That was pointless for me to pay that. I realized that. And then yeah, so citations were just stacking up more, and at the end, I put letters on the windshield of my RV, and I put right there, covering the windshield wipers. That way they're forced to see my letters. And I just put the code that they're trying to establish. I put this code hasn't been established yet. The proper steps taken to establish it hasn't been completed yet. So therefore it can't be enforced yet. The only thing that could be enforced is warnings. They can't issue us citations. So getting all these citations and continuing to get numerous on a daily basis is considered corruption. And it's a violation to my civil rights. Because each citation is getting me closer to impound, to enforce impound. Once you have 5 unpaid citations, they could enforce impound, and that's what their goal is. Apparently that's what they're trying to get to. And but I knew it was also bogus, because, like I said, they were starting to target us and harass us and follow us on a daily basis, and so much that they were citing us multiple times per day. So I was the one that was getting cited the most, and I already had surpassed 5 unpaid citations, but they hadn't impounded yet. So that had me thinking, see, legally they can't. This is all bogus, because my RV, if it was legit, it would have been impounded by now. I already exceeded 5 unpaid. So I felt like it was just a tactic from them, a strategic tactic to try to intimidate us, try to scare us off to just leave. They saw that the warning wasn't good enough, so they started citing bogus citations that are invalid, that are not legit, and it wasn't working either. And it got so bad that the officers started writing comments on the citation, and then we started getting cited not only early in the mornings or in the afternoons no more, and because it was only mornings, and then it went from mornings to afternoons, so twice per day, and then they went from mornings to afternoons to evenings, late at night, so 3 times per day. They were really exaggerating. They were getting really serious about citing us and trying to get us towed and everything. And then yeah, so they put a comment right there, move to another city, will begin doing nightly patrols on a daily basis now, and like they actually put those comments on the citations. And then yeah, so at that point my buddy, he said he talked it out with his aunt. He said that his aunt had 3 acres of ranch over where she stays at, and she rents out the space to semi trucks and people that are living off grid. So his aunt was gonna help him out and allow him to bring in his RV with its light outs fully extended and everything. He wasn't trying to go over there though, because it's kind of like a rural farm-like area, and he says that he considers himself a city boy. So, but he wasn't trying to get harassed from the cops no more. He was scared of getting his RV impounded, so he decided to just leave. Um, he was about to take off on a Thursday, and it was like Monday or Tuesday when he gave me that news. So he was only gonna stay for like 2 days more at the spot where we were at, and then we realized that it didn't matter. Like, we kept moving on a day-to-day basis, and they kept on just patrolling and finding us and following us everywhere we went to cite us. So it wouldn't matter where we went. Like, they were just on us. So at that point, I became really desperate, because I'm like, honestly, it's not so much the RV at this point no more. I did a ton of work. Yes, it's unfortunate, because of all the work I invested, all the hard work I invested to upgrade that RV and everything to make it what it was. But the main thing was my cat. The main thing was my baby boy, because it's not only my home, it's his home too. And my boy is like, he's the most loyal. He's everything. He's everything. So taking away that home is taking away his home, and then taking away his home means, animal control, shelter. It's just bad, and I wasn't trying to get him taken away from me, So at that point, I'm like, you know what? I got no choice. I got these deals that I didn't find that good, trade deals, but it's better than nothing. It's better than having the RV impounded and lose everything. Make nothing out of it, and on top of that, even lose everything. Lose everything I invested in it, all the upgrades, lose all my personal stuff, belongings in it. Lose the RV, lose, most important, my cat. Might as well get something that might not be of the same equal value. Might be cheap, but it's better that than nothing. I was even having a hard time selling it for cheap. So at that point, I'm like, nah. So, but I was really trying to get a van. That way I could continue this, and be able to legally be able to live like this, to continue to save my money. And then I study up on the citations that they gave me. This county is any vehicle over 22 feet and over gets cited. In that county where I was at, with the non-conforming vehicle, is anything 20 feet and over, or over 20 feet, I think. So I made sure that I got a vehicle that's about 20 feet or less. This is exactly 20 feet, so it's perfect. And then yeah, so I got this. So I traded the RV for a van, and it's cool, man. It's cool. It's gutted out. It's not fixed like a camper, unfortunately. So I gotta customize it myself. So it's gonna take a lot of work. On the first day that I got it, I immediately got to work. I was exhausted that day, but I immediately got to work, and then now it's looking, it's looking okay for what it is. I haven't invested anything in it yet, but it's already looking okay. With I was able to take out the most of the important things from my RV, so I can move it into this RV. My solar generators were the most important things, and then my solar powered AC, my cat's stuff. The litter box is 2 litter trays, automatic feed trays, and then my electric stove, which I'm looking forward to using again. Um, that's pretty much it. Um, and the LED lights, both of them. Um, Also both solar generators. I didn't leave them behind. My PS5. So the thing that I did leave behind, that I actually I don't really care, is a solar fridge. I did spend money on it, but that thing was not working no more, and it just looked like a difficult repair. Nobody was willing to work on it anyways. So I left that behind. My solar glacier, EcoFlow glacier, with the wheels and everything. Sucks, money wasted for nothing. But I left that one behind. I left my solar generator Duracell, the first one that I got, which was an AGM battery one. So it wasn't that powerful, and I ended up messing up at the end. It only worked like 20% of the time or less, 10%. So it was pretty much a goner too. It did its thing while it lasted. So those 2 things I left behind. Both of them were not working. What else did I leave behind? The microwave, the Samsung one. That one I wasn't gonna be able to make use of it anyways, really, or I probably could actually, looking back. But I'm gonna try to get a smaller one anyways. So yeah, I left my Samsung microwave behind, which was really nice. So that one I do regret a little bit. And then so that's one that I regret. I left the big 4K TV that I bought brand new from Best Buy. Can't remember how big it was. It might have been a 48 to 50 inch, around there. 4K TV by Vizio. Wall mounted, but it was wall mounted, so it was kind of a difficulty to take it off, and it was too big either way. I'm not trying to have something that big right here, so I'm still gonna try to get a TV, but I'm gonna try to upgrade. Actually, I'm gonna try to get a 4K 3D TV. That's my aim, and one that's small. So that's the goal, to get a 4K 3D TV, because I used to have a 3D TV at one point, only once, and it was the most coolest thing, man. So I'm really gonna. That's my aim. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna upgrade to that. I have to, just to make it justice that what I left behind. So that's the next thing. So that one I don't really regret that much. The microwave, yeah. I accidentally left my cables, my charging cables for my solar powered AC, my EcoFlow wave. So I left those cables behind. I do regret that was an accident. And then I left all my hygiene stuff behind, which is a bunch of stuff. So I just had to spend so much money on getting all those products back. That I do regret. There was a lot of stuff that I left, and still plenty of it too. And then I left. What else did I leave? Oh, the sensor light, the UV sensor light slash camera. I regret leaving that one behind. That one was super useful, and also the doorknob to unlock the key to enter, to be able to enter the RV. I left the Eufy Ring doorbell with a built-in camera and built-in touchscreen touchpad. Man, that thing was a beauty too. That thing was the coolest, man. The camera worked flawlessly. HD. I think it was like 4K as well. But it would have required me to put the old one back in, which it might have been easier, but I just didn't want to do the work, to be honest. So I just left it alone, and I allowed them to keep it. And I wasn't gonna be able to use it on this van anyway, so I was gonna have to end up selling it anyway. So I do kind of regret it. Not that much though, but I do kind of regret it. So I left them that upgrade. So I left them the microwave upgrade, the Eufy solar light slash camera outside, the Eufy doorbell slash camera and all that stuff, and then the man, I just had it right now. I just forgot. I just had it right now in my head. Uh, the all the solar panels, every single one that I purchased, that I installed, every single one of them, they kept them all of them. I wasn't even able to take one. I was planning to take three, and then from three I switched up to just taking one, and then even let him know he was okay with it. But it was like, it was already dark when that happened. I was sweating bullets. It was a lot of work that I did that day, and Harlow was giving me a hard time to maintain them in the van, and I didn't want to lose them right there where we met, which was like close to the border. So it was all bad. It was a bad situation. So yeah, it was a challenging situation. So I had to leave all the solar panels behind. That I do regret as well, leaving the solar panels behind. Also, I left my new, with warranty, a 2 or 3 year warranty vacuum behind, which I could have actually, I wasn't gonna make use of that anyways too. That's what I left it behind, because I wasn't really gonna be able to make use of it. It wasn't practical to the way to use that, so I just gave it, I just give it away. So I left them a lot of upgrades still, the microwave, the TV, the UV products, both of them, the on the door and on the outside wall light. That's 4. Yeah, and then the microwave and the vacuum and all that. So it's a lot of products I left behind, and the solar panels. Most importantly, the solar panels. And then just all my cables for my solar generators, and then even to recharge my solar generator through the solar cable. I accidentally left that one behind too. I forgot, and I was remembering to remove it, but then I suddenly just forgot. I got distracted and I forgot. So yeah, those were the most crucial things that I left behind. Other than that, that's it. Everything else was pretty much junk, so I don't really care about leaving and then also my PS5 controller, just one of them, which is my favorite one, the purple one, the original one. Left that behind. I got the Pro one, but I actually prefer the original than the Pro one. The Pro one's not as cool. So yeah. So now I'm right here, and the first thing I need to focus is on getting solar panels for my solar generators. So this one, the AC200P Bluetti, it could receive up to 700 watts. So I saw an offer up, somebody selling a Renogy one, a single panel that's 550 watts. So I'm planning to buy that one, and then planning to buy a small 150 watt panel if I could find one, and then try to connect it parallel, and then connect it to my solar generator. And hopefully there's still space enough in the roof for me to connect for this Bluetti. I gotta do research on how much it can receive, how much power at a time, because I can't remember. It might be like 200 watts, 300. So I gotta find a panel for that one too. But I'm just glad I was able to keep the most crucial devices, tech, to be able to maintain a lifestyle like this, which is the solar generators. They're the number one most crucial, or at least in the top list. One of the things that I'm going to be focusing on, like priority on the priority list, is a portable toilet. So I'm gonna put one, and it's probably gonna go somewhere right there. So that's in the plan for sure. Absolutely, that's affecting me drastically right now, majorly. It's big time affecting me right now. So yeah, it's just not practical to continue to go to Planet Fitness, make the drive in the middle of the night when I suddenly had to go, or it's just, man, that's absolutely necessary. So that's and I'm gonna get a legit one, which is expensive, but that's in the priority list. That, and also a sink, to wash my hands. So I found a portable one too on Amazon, and then I'm gonna try to get a mirror. That way I could still fix myself and wash my hands and do my stuff, wash my teeth and everything. So those are the two major things. And then a setup for my electric stove. That way I can cook. And then yeah, and the stove might go and at the front seat. Actually, I'm gonna try to see if I could set something up right there. That way the fumes could be released outside. Yeah, I gotta get the pipes, those, connect them, and then have a setup for the window right there. And then I'm gonna try to put the panels on the top, and I have to try my best to keep it stealth. I don't want the panels to be sticking out, because then it's gonna be apparent that someone's living in it. So I'm thinking about putting like a bike rack or the little ski holder thing, whatever that people usually have on their vans at the top. That way it hides the panels, and it doesn't look like the panels are not seen, so people won't know. So I'm gonna put like the racks so I could hide the panels. And then so that, and then I still have my solar cameras, a Eufy, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use them because it's just too obvious on the van, being not that tall, and they're just so big, the cameras. So I don't know. I'm thinking about those. I'm gonna try to research if they have some smaller ones that are more low key and stealth for the van, that are also solar powered, or even if they're not solar powered but they're rechargeable, USB type C type of thing. And see if I could change them for the UV solar. So I'm gonna do that. But other than that, those are the upgrades. I'm definitely gonna tint the windows pitch black. If not pitch black, well, pretty dark, like the ones on my car. And then I'm gonna get coverings, which I already found on Amazon, to cover the windows, for the privacy. People won't see me sleeping in here. And then I'm gonna get a therapeutic mattress. Right now I'm debating if I should just get the mattress, like a twin size XL or whatever, or if I should just go for a futon, leather one, a nice looking one, one that fits, of course, and then add a therapeutic topper on it, so whenever I flatten it out to make it into a bed, I still have a therapeutic product and be able to sleep comfortably in it. So yeah, it's between that, because it would be nice to have a seating type of thing. That way I could sit upright, and if I ever have a visitor, we could still watch TV, a 3D movie TV, or play my PS5, and while sitting down comfortably on the futon. So I don't know. Right now that I'm describing it, that's really starting to sound more better. But yeah, who knows? If I can manage to make space for the futon, I really got to figure it out. Because I'm still gonna add a bunch of other more things, other than the futon. Like I said, the portable bathroom, the portable sink, a shelf for the electric stove, mirror, so all those things, and then a little trash bin. Oh, I forgot that one too. I forgot my trash bin. But that, it's not really expensive. So then I gotta add some LED lights right here, but all those things sound a little bit more complicated, so I'm okay with these, the LED strip lights. For me, that's enough. If I could get the LED lights at the top, that'll be awesome. I'm gonna see if I could do it. I see something there. What is it, like? I wonder if that's a light fuse, and then maybe I could use that singular one. I'll figure it out. If not, I'm okay with this one. So it's this one, and then I have the other right here to make it even brighter. And you know, that's cool enough for me. You know, try to make the flooring. If I could get some wooded one. I seen videos. I don't know. It looks a little bit challenging, but if I could figure out how to put it, I'm gonna try to do that. You know, work on the flooring, and then and maybe see if I could get some cabinet, a small cabinet. That way I could put my clothes, and then see if I could get it like some sort of mini size closet, so I could put, yeah, hang my clothes to it too. So all those things make it livable. The other challenge that I'm thinking about, if I do get the portable toilet, is where am I gonna get the bags? Because you know, stores don't give out plastic bags no more. So yeah, I guess I would just have to buy from Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. That's what I'm gonna be doing. But yeah, so that's it. You know, this is my new life right now. Right now it's a challenge because I'm right at the beginning of it. You know, just like it was a challenge when I first got my RV and I was living like a caveman before I bought everything, all the upgrades. It's just a challenge right now because same thing. I just went right into it. But this time I'm not starting completely all over. Now I'm coming, you know, I'm starting with experience and with things, belongings that helped me out through the off-grid lifestyle. So it's not completely from the start. You know, I was able to bring the stuff that helped me out in my journey in the RV life. It's just not 100%. It's like, you know, I could say maybe like half. So like 50%, 50, 60% complete. Yeah, about there. So that's better than zero. When I went to the RV, it was like zero. So right now it's like, I'm gonna say I'm like at 50. Oh, the other thing I've left behind was my LED lamp, which I really liked, and that could have been really useful. And I had it in mind, but I couldn't find it, and then I got distracted and forgot to continue to find it. So left that one behind too. But yeah, so I'm like at 50%. But at the same time, it's kind of exciting. But the first thing first is I'm gonna go get my I gotta worry about getting this car registered under my name. I was able to find out today that the tags are good. They're about to expire next month though. So it's only one more month that they're good for. But it has the check engine light on and it has a shit ton of miles. It was already, you know, a ton as he stated, but even that was completely wrong. He said that he put it on the listing that it had 230,000 miles, which is a ton. And I ended up finding out that it has 105,000 more than that. So it has 335,000 miles. Shit ton of miles. But at least it speaks about its reliability. But yeah, shit ton of miles, you know. Yeah. And then it has the check engine light on, so it's definitely not gonna pass smog, which I need to be able to register the van. And it's a considered commercial vehicle too. So I don't know how that's gonna go. Either way, I have, yeah. So yeah. So the smog, it's gonna cost me like $400, and then the registration is another 400 and something, and then the plates, license plates, they're all bent up, so I gotta get some new license plates. But since I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna try to, you know, get some sequential ones like the ones I always get. I'm gonna do that, and then so that's the priority: the smog, the registration, to register the vehicle. After I do that, then I can focus on the rest. The tinted windows is the next step, because I'm not really getting that much 100% privacy sleeping in here, because they're just clear. So that's the next step after the registration, is the windows tinted, blacking them out. Then after that, getting the extra layer covering the windows from the inside. That's afterwards. And then after that, it's gonna be um yeah, it's gonna be the sink, the mirror, um, and actually, maybe not the sink. It's gonna be the solar panels next. That's absolutely needed too. That's what's next, and then it's gonna be the sink and everything else afterwards. You know, one step at a time. But yeah, I just came off work. I gotta go get something to eat, and that's the update. Um, I was really nervous too because everything just happened so immediate, and they were really on us. Like they were seriously harassing us. Not only the police, but the people too. My camera was able to capture. Man, it sucks too because like I accidentally deleted a video file of some guy that was like he was so aggressive. He got to the point where he was being intrusive. Like he was actually physically trying to get himself in my RV inside, and he was like jamming the door, like really like trying to break into it, and then I accidentally deleted the video, like because there was a bunch of videos of him doing that. Must have been like 13 videos, but that day for that camera there was like a total like 17 videos. So I was trying to select the 4 videos that were useless for me, to delete those 4 specific videos and then keep the remaining. But instead, I accidentally I deselected those 4 videos, and then I selected the rest to be deleted. So I did the opposite on accident. So I kept the ones that were completely useless to me, and I deleted all the ones of that guy that was doing um, shady stuff. Man, I got heated when I realized that. It was good evidence. But yeah, that was happening. Like I said, not only was the police targeting us and harassing us, but it was also the people. And then people kept knocking, and it was just bullshit. So the thing that got me the most nervous is like, now that I got this van, I'm glad because that means I get to keep my baby boy. But it's just more challenging on a vehicle regardless. I'm like, how am I gonna do it though? Because right now summer is really heated, and people could call animal control because he's always walking at the windshield area. And either way, it's just way too hot in here. I haven't been able to get proper sleep these days. I haven't been sleeping well, and it's been affecting my work actually. I try my best to stay awake, and I'm doing it. I'm completing it, but it's a struggle. I haven't been able to get proper sleep because around 9 in the morning, I just naturally wake up because my body starts feeling extremely hot. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm sweating already, and it's dangerous. I have a heat stroke, so I force myself, take myself out, even though I'm like really sleepy. But I know that I just can't stay in here, and I don't allow my baby boy to stay with me anyways. He doesn't want to stay in here, but even then, I wouldn't allow him anyways because I don't. It's dangerous. I'm not trying to get him to get a heat stroke. And not only that, but I try to cover the windshield with the only windshield cover that I have, and he always he puts it down, so we get no privacy at all. We're just exposing ourselves to this lifestyle. So it's difficult, difficult in so many ways. So yeah, so I was worried. I'm like, so how am I gonna do it to work? I can't leave him in the van for 9-10 hours, and if I let him roam, it's a gamble. It's a risk of him running away, or someone getting him, or something happening to him. But I was forced to, and even then, even if I was forced to, my boy has already demonstrated so much that he's a genius. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not even playing around when I say that. Like, I don't even say that in a playful manner. Like, he really is that smart. He's extremely smart. He adapts to every situation, and not only that, but he has the biggest heart. He's loyal. Like, he knows what to do. He doesn't leave me. He waits patiently, regardless of what situation we're in, and he finds me. And he's smart. Like, he doesn't run away. He roams around, but he stays within the vicinity. He stays within the surrounding area, and he just patiently waits for me. He knows that dad's coming back. And yeah, so I was forced. I had no other option. I just hoped for the best. I left my baby boy in the sea. I left him outside so he could roam around through the shaded areas, so he wouldn't have to be in this heat inside the van. It's dangerous. Came back home, hoping that I'll find him, and there he was, just waiting for me. He was, just waiting for me. And then he ran up to me as soon as I parked, like he always does. And he's been doing that these past days. I come back home from work, and he's there just waiting for me. So I'm so happy, man. Like, this boy, like, that's why I didn't been having trouble also trying to find a room for rent, because I'm not just gonna rent any room. Like, they don't allow pets, which most places don't. I'm not gonna move in there. I'd rather this than that. I'm not gonna let my boy go. Yeah, I'm not gonna let him go. So they either accept him, or hey, I'm gonna continue this. So yeah, so I talked to my boss to give me a whole week off, because I've been having molar issues with my tooth. It's extremely painful. So I gotta get that fixed. And then I also want to use the week to focus on trying to find a room in this county. See if I could find a room to move into. Because I want to continue this, but right now it's just really challenging due to the bathroom issue. I happen to go to the bathroom a lot, and that's becoming a big challenge. So yeah, but I'll see where it goes. Other than that, that's it. That's the update. I'm still trying my best at work. I'm doing everything my ability. So I'm gonna continue on and see where it takes me. Right now, the thing that I'm thinking about too is, like, the money that I do have. Will I continue saving it? Because I'm, like, somewhat close to the goal to be able to afford to buy the specific one that I want. But now that this emergency came up about my tooth, do I want to spend it to fix my tooth, and then be far away from my goal again, and possibly losing on that specific home? Or do I want to get the home and then focus on my tooth later on, but who knows how later? Yeah, it's complicated. So that's where I'm at. But that's it. I gotta go get something to eat. I gotta get ready for this remaining night. Try to get some rest. Try to do stuff to my van to continue the progression. Just wanted to do this video to give a quick update on what's going on. But once I get this fixed, man, it's gonna be nice, because I'll have a legit camper that I modify myself, just like I did with the RV. That's a cool thing, with all the experiences that I've done, of the places that I lived at, all the work that I've done is giving me experience. So I'm not starting over no more. I'm experienced now, so, and it's fun. It's like everything's like a puzzle to me, and it's just fascinating to see what comes of it, like what I do with everything. So, and to see the end result, like the benefits and everything. So yeah, I'm excited, because once I have a camper, it's gonna be of decent size, where it's legal everywhere. So I could take it with me on trips to the beach, to a lot of places. Use it like I would have my RV, but just a lot more easier. you know, and know that I won't get harassed, you know. Like, it's a lot easier to just park anywhere too for free. So it's exciting. It's exciting that to have like a um, legal everywhere vehicle that I could transform into a camper, and that it looks nice too. Not only from the inside, but right now from the outside already, it already looks nice. You know, so yeah, I'm excited. All right, that's it. Peace out. I'll check you guys out whenever I make another video. Hopefully, to update of new upgrades that I've done to the van conversion. Peace.